Hi, everybody. Let's just make sure that I am live. I am trying a new system. This is a program called StreamYard, and so it's going to let me go between me and my desk. I have two different cameras set up, so it's new. So let me know first if you can hear me okay, and second if you can see me, and hopefully I'm going to write a comment just to make sure that I can see it. Write a comment and let me know you're watching. Oh, great. Oh, Mary Lou, yay. Thank you. Okay, so I don't need to write a comment. Perfect. Okay, so thank you. This is going to take a little bit of learning, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. So great. So I have the microphone from my phone, which is closer to my mouth. So I thought that was better than on my laptop. I have my, oh, you can even see the light in here. Let's get that out of there. Okay, so it's new. So let me introduce myself for those who are new. Awesome. Hi, Kim. I'm Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and I'm trying a new system today. Great. We have Tracy on here. So I'm excited to try this. I'm excited to show you the cards I came up with. I think you will like them. So we're going to use, watch, let me do this. Let's see if I do this right. Haha, look at that. Okay. So this is what I'm excited about. I can go back and forth. I'm going to show you how to make your own templates and make, start with these two. Yep. Oh, the light's a little, let's see. Here we go. Again, it takes me a little bit to figure out. All right, we have some awesome people. Michelle's on here, Nana's on here, Susan, perfect, yay. Okay, so I'm excited. I'm going to show you how to make, I did the sponging of the hearts, I did the sponging of the clouds, and I used my dies from the, I think they're called Give It a Whirl. So these are the clouds I used and the hearts I used, and I'll show you another one I did with stars. But I wanted to show you that you can kind of create your own stencils. Remember we used to do stenciling a long time ago? And they actually, Stampin' Up! Actually does sell masks, which does the same thing, and I'll use those another day. All right, wait till you see my mess. Okay, so I'm going to put these, can you still see them? Yeah. All right. Awesome. Polly's here, Carol's here. Oh, great. We got lots of people on here. Nancy will not be here. She is at snowshoeing. So she told me she will watch the replay. All right, so I think you can see that too. Yeah, okay. Let me know actually. Oh, I'm not going to fiddle with it. Next time, maybe I'll make the camera a little closer to my desktop. Okay. So this is what I did. I'm not going to make a new template. I'm going to show you what I did. So this is a mess, but this is how I store my window sheets. Window sheets, oh, I don't even have a full sheet. They come 12 by 12 like designer series paper, and they're clear, like the old transparency papers or acetate paper or something. Not paper, but so you get two 12 by 12s. And so you can see it's rare you would ever need a 12 by 12. So you get all, let's, I don't know if you can see because they're clear. You get all sorts of pieces. So sometimes what I do is I store them in an envelope because I will lose them. And then like on another piece here I was using, and actually this is what I'll do on my template. I put a piece of washi tape so then if it's sitting on the desk, see, I can see it. So that's a little tip. Hi, Cindy. Awesome. All right, so I'll just go over. I'm using a new system, which I'm excited about. I'm going to play with it. Watch. I can switch between me and my desk. Very cool. And so what I can also do is both. And then I can do, so this is going to be really cool. So for now, oops, I'm just going to show you my desk. But there's lots of possibilities. And another really cool thing is I can have guests come on. So if anyone wants to be a guest, let me know. I'm trying to figure out, we are figuring out a way that my friend Anne, who is not on now, so it depends on the time change. She lives in Australia. And so we're going to start doing some lives together. So we're working on that. I think it will be fun. All right. So what I did is I took those plain window sheets and I ran the die through my machine. I would crank it through a couple times because it is cutting through plastic. Even if you want to put it like a shim in there, it will help cut, and so you get your shape. So that's, you can kind of see it because I was sponging with it. That's one shape. The cloud you don't see as much because I was using lighter paper. Here's another heart, and that's something I'm going to show you not to do. Okay, so I made my, so it's, oh, I don't know, it's about that size. But you want it to be big enough so that, well, I'll show you. Okay, let me get some paper out. Let's show you how this works. So what I did was, all right, Joanne's on here. Let's see, Mary Lou says, like the idea of using washi tape to show clear sheets. Yes, it's hugely helpful. All right, so what I do is I have, because I already was making some on here, so I'm just going to use that as my back paper. And so here's another helpful tip. Use Post-it notes. So these purple ones are, they're not called like super sticky, extra good hold, something. They're extra more than like the regular ones. The regular ones don't work as good. So this is just, it's extra sticky. So you can try the regular ones, but they're not as helpful. So that's one way to hold the template, because as you'll see, we're going to use the blending brushes. You're going to get ink on the outside. So if you go to pick it up, you're going to get ink on your fingers, and then you're going to put it down and so forth. But this also will help you keep it kind of flat on the table or the desk, your workspace. So I'm using, this is Sweet Sorbet, and I'm using the blending brushes. I haven't washed it since the last one, so I was gonna, I'll show you on this one. They now come with, look at little cute little small ones. They're just just fun to play with. They do stain, so I've used this one for another color, but I just wash it with soap and water and let it air dry, and they're good to go. So you get 3 in a pack, and I actually wrote, I'll take it out a little bit. I wrote out the numbers and stuff, but they're fun. So they have a nice handle, but a nice curve, so you can really hold it without getting your hand on the table. All right, so I know I've used these before. So I rub it in the circular motion and the ink. I'm gonna hold down my paper. And so I actually moved it. I had it this way before. Okay, so I'm going to start on my scrap, right? That's what we've done before, and then just go up. So you can kind of see that I'm going on top of the stencil, because you can see that pink. I'm going to make these as dark or as light as you want, but so now I'm going to lift it up with my Post-it note, and then you have part of a heart there. And then I'm going to move it. I'm going to do it again. So these blending brushes make it so easy to get the ink on there, right in that stencil. Isn't that cool? So look, I did get a little piece there. So you just be careful. I'm going to actually, I'll cover it up with my ink. So I'll kind of go through this on the quicker side, because I'm going to show you a few other parts. I'm going to be careful. Try not to get ink on the back side of the template, because then you'll get ink where you don't want it, which is what could have happened. But the sticky note, see how it moved? That kind of kept it back in place. All right, hello from sunny Florida, Laura. Not quite sunny here. It's not too bad today, though. It was kind of yucky yesterday. I think we're going to get a little bit more yucky weather. We're not getting too much of the storms and the snow. I know some people are. All right, so this does take a few minutes to get it all the way down. Oh, see, that one moved, because my sticky was on the desk, not on my paper. And I'll just do one more little one. Just a little bit of the corner. I like the one there. Kind of offset on the, that moved enough, but I think, well, put it back on there. what I would do to prevent the moving is put another sticky note on there so it doesn't slide. But I'm brushing it. All right, so there are my hearts. And actually, so that's what, so what I'm going to actually show you something else too. So I would just make this card, right? I would just put the on top and add it. But I'm going to show you, it's like a stepped up version. I did extra hearts on this one. So what I did for that one, I'm just going to take my same one and I'm going to make, I just have to find my templates because they're all clear. I have them all. Here we go. This is the one I want. So remember I said I had this one and it was too narrow. So what happened was I was using it to do extra hearts, and you can kind of see the lines because this was just too narrow. So you want to make sure that your template is big enough. So this one, it's the same, well, you can't tell, the same small heart, and I just have a bigger paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use the same color, the same ink, and I'm just going to press a little bit harder just to make it darker. So I really got like 2 colors out of that one. Kind of fill in the holes. That one ink. And this sticky note is definitely helpful. This one. All right. My other one had a little bit more of a pattern than this one, but that's all right. Some red hearts in the hole. So you can, so think of all the dies that are you have, or put this one on top, that are out there. So you get flowers, you get lots of shapes. You can kind of create new shapes with different layers. Let me do one more over here, and I think that might be enough. All right, I think that's good. So you can see there's ink all over it. So you can just take your chamois and wash it off, or like a napkin or a wipe or something, and then you can reuse these. So I'll go save them, which is kind of cool. So I don't need that one anymore. That's over there. And I'll just throw this card together real quick, and then I'm going to show you the clouds. So I already colored in my owls. So that is from the Adorable Owl stamp set, which is free during celebration, and it's super cute and easy, fun to color in. All right, so I'm going to use, I think, the green twine. I like the green twine. I know my pieces got all put out of order. I already pre-stamped some of the sayings. So let's see, I'll cut that and we'll see where we want this guy to go. Oh, and actually I'm going to show you what I did on the inside too. So look, I did, this one's kind of thick, but this one I used the little heart. I think you can tell that they're hearts more. So let me do that before I put this together. So I took another same size piece of white paper, and this is where I'm using the regular sticky notes, but you can use the other ones. So I'm just creating, just with my eye, that looks a little crooked, kind of like boundary lines with regular sticky notes. So I make sure that looks fairly straight. So it's straight. So that way, when I put down my template, again, the heart's a little bit bigger than my boundary, but that's okay. Oh, great. We got more people joining. Hello, everybody. All right. And so then I'm just going to move this and kind of go down my border here. So for those who are joining late, I made my own templates, my stencils, out of window sheets. I just used, for this one I used heart dies, and I cut them just with my die cutting machine. And then I'm using my blending brushes to color them. So now I just take that off, and then I have kind of a nice border for the inside of the card. All right, so let's throw this card together. I'm using the Sweet Sorbet. Put the inside in first. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Polly. Thank you. I kind of, the other night I was falling asleep, and I saw something similar, and then I was falling asleep, and I thought of this. So luckily, I remembered. Oh, so look at red smudge. Luckily, I remembered when I woke up. All right, so here are our front pieces. Like I said, I already cut out the owl, and I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can tell. So this owl I stamped, and I think I did this, now I forget if it's, I think it was a video. I stamped it in early espresso ink because I like the brown, and then I colored it in my blends. It does bleed a little bit. And so when you look at it and compare to the Memento Black, which is really the ink we're supposed to use with the blends markers, you can see a difference. So that's much crisper than that one. So it's the blurry one, it's fine. Just know when you do it that that's a potential of what can happen. So I think this is still a blurry one, which is fine. I'm going to use it. All right, so I'm going to wrap around some twine, and this twine is, I'm just going to do it twice. This twine is from the, get it over here. It's the In Colors pack. So I actually have all the In Colors here, but I kind of like the green with the pink and the red. And I'm just going to show you what I did. So I wrapped this around twice. This one I wrapped it around 3 times, so it's definitely thicker. Because sometimes one twine's just not enough. So this one's, I think 2 is actually a good compromise. So I'm going to cut that. Oh, I'm glad you like the border, Cindy. Awesome. Let's see. Mary Lou says, I have the backing clear sheets from Barry's Polymer Stamp. Yeah, I think so. So some of them are like really floppy, but some of them are sturdy. Use the sturdier ones, and you could totally use them. I save them too. So what I'm going to do, because I just kind of think doilies look nice with Valentine's. These are old. These are a few years old, but I still have them. And that's actually a shiny side. I'm going to flip it over just to have the less shiny side. And glue that down a little bit. I don't need too much because I'll stick the owl on top, and that will keep it on there. All right. No more sticky. So what I did is I took my twine and I wrapped it around. You can do 2 or 3 fingers. I'll just do 3 because it's a little easier. Once, twice, 3 times, however many you want. And then what I did is I kept it together, and I placed it here in this knot, and then I tied the 2 strands around, if my hands will work. Because the reason why is when you wrap the twine around here 2 or 3 times, and then you do a single bow, I just think it's off balance. So this way you have a thicker bow, and you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. And then you can, I'm going to play with those actually after I put it all together, decide if I want to cut more or not. So this is going to go on top of here. I'm going to carefully pat because I already smudged the inside. Okay, so now we have our owl. He's just so cute. And then I think I just used scissors to trim. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. That's why I cut it big. So I'm going to try to cut it so it has equal borders on either side. And then I'm just going to snip just a little bit in the middle and go from corner to the inside, snip that off, and do the other side. I couldn't find a die that I liked that fit the size of this the words that had envisioned for. So kind of did what we used to always do, is I just cut it. And then what I'm going to do, and I showed you these, now I forget if it was a video or a live. These are those foam strips that I used to always use for shaker cards, and I kind of forgot I had them. But now these are great for thin pieces. So I'm just going to put two, one on the top and one on the bottom. It's great for ribbon because then it's just going to straddle. Right, so I have this little space, the ribbon will just go right through it. Because sometimes when you use dimensionals and it goes on top of the ribbon, it gets imbalanced. All right, so I didn't put my owl on yet. I wanted to do this first. So I think that is fairly centered. And now I'll use dimensionals. Oh, I guess I only have mini ones. All right, let's see. You guys are, oh yeah, Kim, you always save them too. Yeah, they're great. You never know what they're good for, but certainly if you don't have window sheets, you can use them for that. All right, so that's going to cover my gluey hole. Like that. And then now I can kind of play with my bow here. So that one's already kind of tucked under here. These are not the best scissors for ribbon. These particular pair. That's all right. So on this one, what I did, I actually cut a bunch of those loops. I kind of cut so they had a little different kind of loose strands just for a different look. And then this one I thought was a little bit long, so I might cut them too, but I just used a different color. So similar cards using that technique. Okay, because you can't see. I have made a mess. All right, so this is the other one I'll make and I'll show you. And then I just have one more I'm gonna show you. I won't make it. So that I'm gonna save for that. Just have to find, there we go. All right, so I already cut out my clouds. Now again, this is from that same die set, the hearts. I actually bought this die set not for the intention of what it's made for. And I will make them. You're supposed to make like these interactive cards with them, but I really just like the dies. So you have 4 hearts, you get some stars, you get the clouds, you get a nice circle, a nice scallop, and a good rectangle. So I actually use these dies quite a bit. Not with these, but I will use those. I think for a club project, we're going to do that. All right, so this is, I'm just checking the comments. Is that a doily behind the aisle, Michelle? Yes, it's an old one. It's from a couple years ago. I just still have some, so they were shiny on one side. But you could, I'm sure you could find a doily anywhere this time of year, right? Because of Valentine's Day. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. For those who are late, I just have to find, here we go. So this one, I used a bigger window sheet. Can't really see it because it's clear. Again, with that tip of the washi tape, but also the really sticky Post-it notes hold on to it. I did 3 clouds on one piece rather than just doing 3 separate pieces. So you can move them around. The thing with the clouds is you can, you can have a cloud go that way and you could reverse it and have a cloud go that way. But if you do that, make sure you wash off because you're going to have ink on here and then you're going to smudge it. So just be warned. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to use Pool Party. Now, when I was making it, I know it's really in reverse, right? Like clouds should be white and the sky should be blue. But I'm using some artistic interpretation. So you can see that. So again, I'm swirling my blender brush. This is a blue one, a pearl Pool Party. And I'm holding, now this is holding down on my paper, so it shouldn't slide. If you want, the Pool Party is a light color, so you don't have to worry too much about starting it off paper. But you can certainly do it on there or on the Post-it note. And you can press in dark or light. Again, if you want to give the clouds like the look where they're in front of each other. I just think that's so cool. Like I'll do this one down here. So I'll do it a little bit darker. So it's in front of, and you can kind of tell because you can kind of see the line there. Now you can totally do different colors, right? Clouds maybe not, but if you're doing the hearts, could be different colors. You can just use different color blending brushes or do all one layer at once and then go back. So you can decide depending on what you're making. So what I'm doing is I'm just rotating. Again, I would love to flip it, but I'm not going to wash it. I can't, it's just it'd have to dry. All right, and I think these owls work really, I mean, the clouds work really well with this owl because he or she looks like they're flying. So this one's actually a little bit upside down, but that's okay because it's a cloud. And clouds can be all different. Again, you can make them dark or light. Oh, I can't flip it. That one down there. Again, I'm doing a little faster and rushing it a little bit just because you may or may not like watching me stencil. All right, and I think we just need one more right there. All right. And this would even be good for a kids' activity. I think if you have grandkids or kids, they could handle this. Oh, I'm gonna leave that open. Okay, so there are my clouds. And so I already pre-cut clouds of the same die. So I cut some out. So I'm gonna stamp actually, like I did here, I stamped my friend right on the cloud. Maybe. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I don't have a block. Where did I used to have a block up here? Darn it. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do this. What do I have up here that I could use? Oh, let's try this. Let's use our window sheets. Let's be creative. All right. Let's see. I'm going to stamp my friend, hopefully. Not bad. It's a little light. Hold on, I had one more. Let's try that again. I've used the, although it wouldn't work on the cloud, the bottom of a glass. Here we go. That works. So you can use window sheets as a stamp, as a block. Okay, so, and I'll just show you, again, I was kind of going old school a little bit with a ribbon. So, or how I learned, I should say. I'm just going to cut a piece of ribbon a little bit longer than the width of my piece of cardstock and flip it over. I'm actually going to use, I use glue all the time, but glue would just take too long to dry. So I happen to have some seal up here. You flip it. This is what I learned in one of my first stamp classes. And then we go. So we got that. And this is a pool party base. And this is the new pool party ribbon from the mini catalog. It's really pretty. All right, let's see. Great technique for adding subtle texture. Exactly. Now I'll show you, you can do, it doesn't have to be just on white cardstock. You can do it on colored cardstock too. All right, so that's going there. And then what we used to do, and what still works if you just want a knot, you just slide this under. Hold on, do it this way so my hands work. And you tie a knot. And you can actually move that knot back and forth. And then you can, again, these aren't the best scissors for ribbon. Mine are a little, these are a little dull. And I just cut. There we go. And then I have my owl. So I'm just going to put actually a little bit right there. Glue dots. Oops. Not glue dots. Dimensionals. All right, so this I'm going to actually slide that knot. I'm going to have the feet kind of hanging a little bit on the ribbon, just a little bit. Even put this under the wing, maybe. There we go. And then I have those clouds to put on. And so this one I left that one flat and up, so you can kind of figure out, maybe I'll put my friend down here. It all depends on how you colored your clouds. The placement, I should say. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the bottom because this part will overhang, this will go on top of the ribbon. And then where do I want these to go? They do have stitching, so they do look better in one direction versus, oh, I don't think let's try it that way because they were, there we go, mimicking. Stick a cloud there. And I was thinking with this, there's a new stamp set with a duck and a fox and a turtle. I don't know its name yet, with umbrellas and rain. So this technique you could totally do like with a light gray clouds. I think that would look really nice and work really nice. So I didn't do I could put the clouds on the inside like I did with that hearts. I just didn't do that. All right, so that is those two. Just checking. All right, good. And then the third card, which is already made, but I just wanted to show you. I made a stencil with those stars, again, from the same dies. And there were 3 on each. Where'd they go? So there are 3 dies on each star. And so I just did multiple paths. I think I did 2 pass through. So I did multiple stars on one template. So you can kind of make you could even make it bigger of everything. And then you'll only need it, to put it on there once. And so I colored it on Parakeet Party. And I just wanted to use that 3rd owl as well, because there's 3 owls in the set. I first colored it Pool Party on Pool Party, and I was being lazy. I didn't want to wash my brush because I knew I was going to show you. So this is Pool Party on Pool Party. This is Pool Party on Parakeet Party. So you could definitely put a different colored ink on a different colored cardstock. So that's another option, but I wanted to show you. All right, so let me clean my desk here. This I put here in case you wanted to know what I used. I used that stamp set. And I'll put the cards here so you can see them. Thank you, Tracy. Playing in the Rain stamp set. Yes. I think this technique would be great with that. So I used Give It a Whirl, the dies. I put on page 170 of the annual catalog. The window sheets are on page 140, and you get 2 window sheets in each pack, and they're $5. The blending brushes are in both, I think, the annual and the mini. The regular size, you get 3 in each pack. And the small blending brushes, I'll show you the size of the 2 of them together. You also get 3. And actually, I'll show you page, I said 87 because they're always in the back catalog, but on page 67, here they are. They are now selling this really cool stand, and it's metal. And so it's hard to tell, but there's 3 rows and they go up. So you have it sitting on your desk and the brushes go up. So it's a nice way of storing and stacking them. I just keep mine in a cylinder right now, but I will get that. I just haven't gotten it yet. And then the else. So I just wanted to show you what I used. All right, so watch. Let's see if I do this correctly. Ha, I did it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching and being patient. as I learn how to use this, I don't even know if software is the right thing, program to figure out, but I think it's going to be fun. And I can share other things like my screens, and I'm going to learn lots. Oh, Tracy, you got the blend storage. Awesome. Let me know if you like it. I'm sure you do, but I know Anne had it and she really likes it because it just fits like, you can't see me, right on her desk. And so they're always there. Oh, I'm glad you like the Mary Lou. Oh, you just got set. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Thanks. Yeah, it's kind of fun. And for those who came on late, like I can show you both at the same time, and then I can do it so you see one little, one big. So it's kind of fun. So like I said, I can have guests come on, and so it's going to be fun. I can have stuff come across the screen. Let's see, banners. Watch this. I'll get off in 1 second. Look at, I can have stuff written. So anyways, I'll have fun with it as I learn more and more, but thank you for your patience. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. And hopefully you like the products that I used and the cute little cards. I will post pictures of them online as I always do. And so you can have them for reference. Have a wonderful day. I have to figure out how to end. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.